been in New Orleans is he plays indoors for 8 games a year.
9.
Make it
Atlanta.
9, counting Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, of course, look, you still got Tampa, which isn't indoors, but at least it's warm. Remember Peyton Manning, who had troubles, never threw a great spiral, never had a great arm. Indy in a dome. And then, of course, went to Denver, where your ball gets some extra bounce because you're playing in altitude. So there is something to the big-armed guy. And frankly, Cleveland had an opportunity there to redshirt Josh Allen. Because if you ask NFL people, they'll say, look, we think Josh Allen could be a player, but the hit rate's going to be higher the more he sits and learns.
That's what I've been told.
They had Tyrod Taylor there. By the way, since you've been gone, we've changed the pronunciation from Tyrod to Tyrod. That happened 1 week when you're in Canada. Okay, that's the thing.
By the way, they could have had Josh Allen at 4.
Yes.
They could have had him at 4.
Yes,
They could have traded the 1.
But here's what they ran into, okay? Because they had passed on a quarterback at 1 overall the previous year.
Carson Wentz.
That they felt compelled to go, and then they picked the wrong guy. I would have taken Sam Darnold. But yes, Josh Allen would have been a better fit. The one thing that Baker does fit is Baker has this, I've been told no, right? I've been told no. I get more out of myself than anyone ever could. He is a former 2-time walk-on.
Yes.
And he does fit the everyone's still laughing and snickering at Cleveland.
Yes.
Right? And so he does fit the mentality of the culture that they want to build.
Yes.
So that part I get.
Yes.
And he does wow you. And he does have a microprocessor
And he's
up there.
accurate. He throws good football.
And he does have a super high IQ football brain. But he's not Russell Wilson athletically nor arm strength wise. And I think that's what they're reaching for.
By the way, let me just say this. It's football season, but Daryl Morey's a smart guy. He's like, analytically, LeBron's better than Michael Jordan. Why do you have a problem with that?
He didn't say analytically. He went with win shares. Do you know how they calculate win shares? First of all, your age actually plays a factor, which is ironic because they don't take the factor in the age of the competition you're playing against. It also is basically a statistical formula. It does form wins and losses, but there's a lot in terms of your stats. My problem is that, look, if you want to take analytics, isn't PER, isn't player efficiency rating, an incredibly important, maybe the most important stat?
Even that,
So you're suspect of that analytics, but not win shares? Because if you take PER, Jordan has the greatest PER.
Yeah, LeBron's second.
LeBron is second. You know who's third? Shaq is actually third. Wilt Chamberlain is fourth, I believe. So, again, analytics have a value there.
Yes.
Okay, but so does 6 titles. And then he gave away a year and a half in his prime.
How about my theory on this, though? That Jordan would still be great. That he's relentless.
Yes.
He would be, there's a lot of Westbrook in him, where if he was playing today with Twitter and you could react to every shot, you'd be like, hey, dude, you can't shoot threes, stop. Hey, Michael, you have teammates pass. With Michael, it ended well, so it was great. But we do live, Obama was the first president to, on a daily basis, get the vile, now Trump sees it every day, some of it self-induced, but Twitter would have been rough. By the way, Twitter...
Well, hold on. First of all, let's...
And he couldn't shoot a 3.
Well, he actually did evolve into becoming a very good jump shooter.
Shooter.
Second of all, and 3-point shooter statistically, okay? Second of all, the idea that he couldn't shoot a 3. You have Al Horford is a good 3-point shooter now as a center. Right? It's Steph Curry told me this once. One of the reasons that guys shoot threes so much more fluidly now and so much easier is he's never stepped on a basketball floor that didn't have a 3-point line. Right? That wasn't the case for Michael Jordan.
Right.
But if you don't think that Michael Jordan, who led the league in scoring 10 straight years, when you could bully people, when there's 2 guys in the lane, he couldn't shoot early in his career, but there was a power forward and a center in a lane, guys that aren't there now, that he led the league in scoring 10 straight years, he wouldn't evolve into a better 3-point shooter. And yet centers nowadays can evolve into 3-point shooters. Come on, you're kidding yourselves. Of course he could have evolved with the times. But think about it. Led the league in scoring 10 straight years.
30 seconds.
And you could hand check. Now, you couldn't hand check?
But by the way, the hand checking thing works both ways. He was also called a great defensive player. He couldn't stay in front of anybody now.
No doubt.
I mean, nobody can
LeBron's
stand in
help
front
of the fact he can play bully ball.
Yes.
Look, it's like quarterbacks. The stats are greater. Points, rebounds, assists, because there's greater pace of play, more 3-point shots, less people in the lane. I think Jordan would have been fine. I prefer Jordan to LeBron.
Good stuff. His name is Doug Gottlieb. Joy Taylor here for the first hour. Still loaded. Chris Sims, Dean Blandino. What in the world's going on with the helmet rule? After my show on Sports Radio, Fox Sports Radio, go over to Doug Gottlieb's show. Colin right, Colin wrong next.
Michigan.